Hey guys, how are you doing? Happy Saturday evening. That's right. It's Saturday evening here. I'm still trying to I haven't used Restream in a while. I've been using StreamYard mostly, so trying to get stuff still set up here cuz whoa, now I got an echo. Um because I typically like we use Restream for super game room dudes, but I don't have like all my solo stuff set up here, so just like all the team stuff. So how you guys doing? What's going on, man? Figured I'd hang out with you guys for a little bit and cheer up. Found out some sad news today, actually. Sad news. It's a little private. That I actually found it out about 5 minutes before I went live. I was actually thinking about canceling the stream, but I'm gonna try and soldier on and see if we can work out that stuff later. So anyway, how you guys doing? Let's see who's here. JT's here. Hammerhead Fred. Marine 50's here. Jolly Green is here. Orion's here. Zero Sleep is here. Jason's here. Giovanni. Zero Cool. Uh Jason, JT, Andy's Game Room, Danny Z, Jolly Green. I think we got him already. Rebel's here as well. We love Rebel as well. Toxin, you want to come on? I've been trying to get you on the show for a long time, man. If you want to come on, let me know. I'll put a little invite here in the chat. If I can get my stuff working here. Geez, every time I click on something. Copy. Toxin can come on. It's always nice to have someone to bounce stuff off of. Perfect timing. AEW just concluded. Yeah, I wasn't watching it. It's kind of funny how I was really getting into that AEW wrestling when WWE was kind of like, they were down and then AEW was rising. You guys remember a year and a half ago, everyone thought AEW was going to put WWF out of business. They're like, it's such a good show. And then that show has sunk and WWE's right back up there. So it's been interesting that, watching that, it's always a roller coaster with that professional wrestling stuff. So, what's up, Jason? Good to see you, man. You didn't have to moderate tonight. You need a night off, man. You're always moderating, man. You're always moderating. So, oh, cool. Toxin's gonna come on. If you guys like Toxin, hang around. Toxin, I'll hop on the stream here in a couple minutes, and we'll catch up with him on stuff in gaming. Anyway, so it's more of a chill stream. I don't have really any big agenda. Whatchamacallit? Just wanted to catch up with you guys. I was pretty grumpy Gus yesterday, and definitely this live chat, hanging out with this community, always puts a smile on my face and cheers me up and re-energizes me and fires me back up. We love our WWE soaps. Yeah, it's a male soap opera, man. It's funny. It makes me think of the quote from Princess Bride: "Fencing, fighting, true love." You know what I mean? Like that's WWE. Dynamite was good. Well, then I'll stream the replay and I'll check it out. Jake is here. What's up, man? He's stuck at work. Jake, I want to come over and play with your pinball machines tomorrow. Let's talk. Charlie Chuck is here as well. Oh man, a lot of people are just coming in right now. Wow, you guys are so cool. Here it is, an unscheduled stream. How are you liking your 4K? So, what you got my if you're talking about my Adams Family 4K pinball machine, I turned it on last night after Super Game Room Dudes played a few of the Magic Pixel tables, played a few of the Zakaria games, and they're playable. It's just, in my opinion, the ball animations are messed up and they're not running the way they should. And we talked about that at Super Game Room Dudes last night. In fact, I popped off a little bit on Super Game Room Dudes last night about it. But excuse me. But they're putting a fix in and we'll see how it goes. And hopefully it'll make it better. But right now I'm not super impressed with my purchase. I mean, $1,500. What's up, Toxin? I think you got your camera mirrored. If you go into settings, click on video, and then where it says mirror camera, toggle that switch, and we'll flip you around. There you go.
There we go.
There you go. Good to see you, man.
How's my sound? I gotta make sure the settings are. I'm using the Yeti mic, so it should sound pretty good.
You sound great. You
Hi,
sound great. Yeah,
how's it going, everyone?
let me
Jason, Little
pull
Lillian, how are you?
my thing back a little bit. There. Now I don't look like I'm dwarfing you with my big watermelon head. Um, no, let's not talk about that Glenn stuff. I think we offended Glenn last night with that stuff. So, Glenn, if you're out there, my apologies, my friend. I'll try and get a hold of you and apologize to you in person if I can. But I think Glenn wasn't too happy with the jokes last night. But it was all in, it was all in good fun. Everyone knows we love Glenn and what he's doing, and we support what he's doing. So we'll, I'll have to, I'll have to let him know that it was just jokes. But I met Toxin at Cleveland Gaming Classic, and I've been telling him for months I wanted to eventually get him on a stream because, in my opinion, Toxin is super nice guy, super nice guy. So I'm glad you're here, man.
Likewise, you're pretty nice and pleasant yourself.
I am. I mean, I have my moments where I'm a dick, but I think I've been I think I'm nice overall, but I'm not perfect, and I don't try to be perfect. Let's get a link to your channel here in the live chat for people.
I'm sure.
Where are you at right now? You are
Uh,
at 800 subscribers.
I'm getting close to 820, just pushing it,
All
one at a
right,
time. Well, it's adding up. Yeah, I'm
all
at
right.
818 right now.
818. Oh, I love your little like evil Mickey Mouse Daredevil logo on your channel. Let's get this pinned in the chat.
Yeah, that's my AI generated. If you couldn't tell. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
a lot of people are using the AI stuff for like YouTube thumbnails and stuff. Like the thumbnail I did earlier today where I showed off Atari Balls of Steel virtual pinball gameplay. There's a picture of a guy wearing a Wayne's World hat with a
yeah,
goatee and dark light. That's AI. I was like, "Hey, AI, make a picture of me." And it did, and that's and it looks nothing like me, but it was pretty fun. But hey, man, if I was a comic book hero, that's what I'd look like. All right, so I went ahead and I pinned a link to your channel in the live chat. So if you guys want to go support Toxin, you can. We
appreciate
got the
that.
yep. I love Glenn's work he's done. Glenn is man. Yeah, we love Glenn. We respect Glenn, and I think Glenn's a little mad at us for those jokes last night, guys. So we're gonna have to apologize to him.
Hope
It
not.
is,
He's a nice guy.
yeah, and he knows we love him. So we'll have to see what earworm got into his ear to to stress him out further, that kind of stuff.
Oh
So,
no,
but anyway, so how you been, man?
I'm pretty good. Just trying to. It's been hard for me to do a lot of streams, so any way I can get him in, I've been doing that. I have a dog behind me right now. She's quiet, so that's thank God. But yeah, everything's been pretty good. Just saving a lot of money. Haven't been buying anything crazy. I think the last thing I bought was the Marvel countercade that was on sale for $99. I had to get that.
Oh, the Marvel Countercade, yeah, the two-player one.
Yep, and the I got the Miss Pac-Man as well. That was on sale. Everything else I have been playing the Legends Micro. It's been pretty
Okay.
good so far.
Now, do you have the full-size pinball machine, or do you just have the micro?
I just have the micro right now. So in last November, my lease in Florida moved ended, so I moved out of there. So I'm
Hmm.
just gonna save up some money, and then find somewhere cheaper to live because Florida got really expensive, like just out of nowhere the last couple of years. I mean, when I first moved in, my rent was like maybe 1,400, and then next thing I know, I was paying New York City prices. Like this isn't gonna work. I'm trying
Yeah,
to I'm trying to get more machines. So,
yeah. I mean, one reason we moved from Chicago out to Arizona was well, the major reason, like 90% of the reason, was my company offered me a job and a job transfer, which was great. So they, paid for the move, they transferred the cars, the all our stuff, helped us get set up here. But when I found out that I was going to Arizona, I got excited because cost of living out here when I moved out here about 6 years ago was nearly one third the price of Chicago. You know what I mean?
wow,
Like you could come out here and you could double or triple the size of your home. And because your property taxes are only like, keep in mind this was 6 years ago. Back then, your property taxes were only like, let's just say on a 3,000 square foot house in Arizona, your property taxes were only like 2 grand a year. Whereas in Chicago, I was paying like 14 grand in property
wow,
taxes per
that's a
year.
big difference.
Yeah. So you could literally double or triple your lifestyle by moving away from Chicago out here. Now, keep in mind, it's been 6 years, and holy crap, the cost of living in Arizona has gone through the roof, at least real estate stuff. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's nowadays, like, back in the day, it used to be like you could come out here and buy a house for 200 grand in Arizona that would cost you 600 grand in Chicago. But nowadays, it's more like you could buy a house out here for about 480 that would cost you 600 in Chicago, right? Like, it's gotten much closer because so many people have come here, and the economy and the market and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, just the price of everyone's moving. Everyone's leaving New York and California, so anywhere everyone's running to is just gonna go way up. So,
Yeah. Are you gonna run away or are you gonna stay?
well, I'm gonna save as much money as I can for now because right before I left, I had to buy a new car because my other one broke down and died on
Mm.
me. And over there, if you don't have a car to go to work, you're just not going to work, you know. So I was like, oh, I gotta get a car. So
Jake says, "Wonderful interview I did with Barrels of Fun." He's talking about last Wednesday. Thanks so much, Jake. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun doing that interview with them. I thought did you I don't know if you caught that or not. But that was a fun little interview I did talking to them. They're very excited about their pinball machine. So, and I think they did a great job. I love it. Justin says, "Is it the premium Stranger Things premium?" Nah, I have no interest. I've played the Stranger Things pinball game. I honestly don't think it's that special in any way,
yeah,
shape, or form. I wouldn't spend the money on that one. I'll go play it like at a barcade or whatever, but
yeah.
I don't think it excites me enough to buy it. Like, do you know what did excite me? Have you ever played the Deadpool pinball game?
I have, yeah. I actually like that one a lot.
Yeah, so and what's funny is like the Deadpool Pro, which is, the cheaper model versus the premium and the limited edition. That's actually my favorite version of that one. And I went and I played it like last weekend or something. And I really liked it. It got me thinking, man, this might look cool sitting side by side with Venom in my house, Venom, Deadpool.
Yeah, I agree.
But then I'm going to end up walking down that path of, oh, now I got to buy all the Marvel themed pinball machines. Now you're going to have an Infinity Quest show up in the house or something, right? Like, I was like,
Yeah. Well, I played the Infinity War too, and I
but
think it was okay, but Deadpool was a lot better than that one.
so I'm thinking that again, like I keep saying, I'm trying to stay away from the five-figure pinball machines. I'm trying to find a couple of 90s pins for a few grand, hopefully, that I can add to the collection this year. This hobby is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually am not a fan of band. So this is a question for you, Toxic, because you've played real pinball.
Yeah.
Do you like pinball games that are based on bands, like
Like Foo
like AC,
Fighters,
Foo Fighters, AC/DC, and
Kiss.
stuff? Yeah,
Yeah, well, it depends if you can hear the actual music, because a lot of times you don't even get to hear it if it's so loud in that area. But I mean, yeah, Foo Fighters is pretty fun.
yeah, yeah. So for me, whatchamacallit, I'm not a big fan of band tables. Like, I'll play them, and then I think I'll just get sick of hearing the same songs, and
Yeah,
and then it's like, boom, you're done. Like, I don't know. I don't get into the band tables. What about you, Wild Bill? Look, guys, it's Wild Bill, the man who controls the future of Arcade 1 Up.
Hey, hopefully this is going to work out okay. My daughter's using my main computer tonight. She
We'll kick her
playing with her
off.
friends.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
kidding.
she's you know what she's playing. She's either on Valorant or she's been playing a lot of Dead by Daylight lately. So she was already doing that. So I couldn't kick her off. So I am up in my game room. I'm on my laptop. Hopefully I'm coming out all right for
Well,
you guys.
you're a little blurry. You're a little blurry. You might want to go kick her off the computer, kick her off the internet. She's sucking up your bandwidth.
Well,
I'm
that and
totally kidding. I'm
that
kidding.
and I'm in my game room, which is further from
the
the
router.
Wi-Fi, the router. So yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Bill, what's new in your life, man? We're just doing a chill stream, so like, guys, whatever you want to talk about, throw it in the live chat. If not, Bill, what's new in your life? And Toxin, right?
I don't think we've ever been on a stream together. I know the name, that's for sure.
Yeah, I watched your show quite a bit, Bill.
Cool.
But we haven't met yet, not yet.
Yeah.
Bill, you're getting 4.5 frames per second. You're running as
Am
you're
I
running
really that bad?
you're running as good as the At Games Legends pinball machine right about now.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow, that's funny because it actually looks fine. Like, on my end, it's weird.
yeah. So let me ask you too, and Toxin, you go first. How long have you been collecting and been in this home arcade hobby, as we like to call it? And out of everything you've purchased so far, what's been your favorite purchase? Go ahead, Toxin.
So the first one I got was the very very first table was the Pac-Man head-to-head table. Actually, whenever that came out, the original, no Miss
Okay.
Pac-Man, just a regular yellow table.
Okay.
That was when I got my first apartment, and I wanted something in between the couch and the TV, and I always wanted to have that. I thought it would be really cool, so that was the first one. And then the actual full cabinet was MVC.
MVC.
When I saw that on Best Buy, I was just like, I need that. I have to have that. We didn't have anything like that. Yeah, I think they had that one in the X-Men, which was like I liked when they did the double variant cabs like that. But I didn't really start with the videos until MVC2 came out. That was like, I loved part 1. The second one came out, and that's when I went to the rabbit hole. So that's when I started finding your channel and PD7, a lot of other people in the community putting their videos together. And then my channel was really more putting things together, modding it, because I got really excited for modding it. So the first things I did was put the 20-inch Dell in there. That was a whole journey because prior to that, I hadn't seen anyone do that mod on that cabinet. So I ended up buying maybe like 2 or 3 different monitors because the first one I bought, I broke it. I fried it. Then the Geekworm didn't work the first time I bought it. So it was all trial and error. Eventually I ended up fixing that monitor. I bought spare parts and repaired it. So I still have it to this day, but man, it was a journey. But I'm glad I recorded it and uploaded it though.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about you, Bill? Same question.
Well, let's see. So the first cab I ever got was the Atari Tempest, and amazingly enough, it's actually still working today.
It's still in the collection.
It's still in the collection. And the control panel still works. I know a lot of people have had trouble with that one where the control panel goes down on them, but so far so good. That one's been doing pretty good. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 partycades, pub table, so I'm up to like 9 arcade 1-up machines now, with the latest ones being Class of 81 and Mortal Kombat 2, the deluxes.
Gotcha. So Giovanni asked a question. Now what's funny is this guy cracks me up because he's so young, as you can see here from his comment. He's been in the home arcade scene since 2019. He was 20 at the time, which means he's probably like what, 20, 24, 25-ish right now? He was 20 years old when this whole thing started. How old was everyone else when they got into home arcades? So I think for a lot of us, like growing up as kids, like when we went to like bowling alleys and stuff, like, throughout high school and stuff, I was going to like, it was called Galaxy World out in Illinois. I was going to Galaxy World every weekend, and they had arcades and pinball machines and stuff like that. So, a little bit younger than you, Giovanni, because I was playing console games a lot until I actually left the house, as a teenager, I actually went to arcades. But what's funny is you just got into it a couple years ago, right? Where a lot of us are, I feel like I'm only in my early 40s, but I feel like a grandpa. What about you, Toxin? You seem pretty young, but I don't want to misjudge your age. How old are you, man? Or do you want to ballpark it?
No, I'm 33.
Oh, you're a baby. You're a baby too.
I got the home well, not home arcade, but just arcade in general was in the 90s. I guess it was pretty much dying, but we got a whole bunch of really good staple games in the 90s too, and even up to the 2000s. So it wasn't totally dead when I was younger.
Yeah. And what about you, Bill? You're only like what, 22, 23 yourself?
Yeah. I got underwear older than that. Were you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, I'm the old man here. I just turned 53 a month ago.
Oh man, you don't look it. You don't look it, man. No offense. Well, I mean, that's a compliment.
None take it, please. That is definitely a compliment. I mean,
you
guys,
you the live chat believe Bill is in his 50s? Holy smokes.
I mean, you joked about being or feeling like a grandpa. I am a grandpa. I have a granddaughter who's going to be two years old next month. So
Yeah.
Look, I've been playing these games since the 70s.
Well,
But I mean, in terms of home arcade and actually having stuff in the house to play, yeah, I mean, it's only been a couple of years for me too. So
yeah, I would have. I'm a little afraid of that because I had a child young. My son is older now; he's in college, and he's got a girlfriend, and they are really serious. And I worry, like, dude, please don't make me a grandpa. Like, not yet, not yet. So hopefully, no mistakes happen. Toxin, do you have any little ones?
No, not yet. But
Not
I
yet.
hopefully one day soon.
Yeah.
No rush.
Yeah, no rush, man. You got an arcade to build and then a nursery.
Once I finish my
Yeah.
arcade, then I'll settle down.
All right, guys. What else do you guys want to talk about in the live chat? Toxin, what else is on your mind when you think about everything going on in this home arcade space while we're waiting for the community to chip in? This is your show, guys. You throw the topics in the chat.
Yeah, everything's pretty good so far. I mean, it got at the end of the year, it just got wild with a lot of nonsense and stuff. And I think around Christmas and New Year's, it was real quiet again. And well, as long as we don't have any of that nonsense hanging around, it's pretty entertaining. So far, so good.
Okay. What about you, Bill?
I'm sorry, what was that question again? I was trying to watch the chat. I missed it. Go ahead.
Well, Bo wants to know about the Visco countercade. What do you know about the Visco countercade, Bill?
Oh, I know absolutely nothing about it, to be honest with you.
Well, I have it. And it whatchamacallit, it's not that great.
It exists.
It's not that horrible for a modding project. It'll be fun. But I do know this. A couple guys in our community are actively working on hacking those, and hopefully we'll see like a high-low X type hack come out for it in the near future, which might actually make people want to buy it. Because I saw people when I did my review, I was like, guys, these games kind of suck. Machine's quality build though, like, it's up to you. And a lot of people putting them in the comments in my review, yeah, man, if I could hack it, I'd buy this thing. You know what I mean? But as is, no. Well, good news for you guys. It's probably going to happen. Made out of real Visco. There you go. Okay, James, come on, man, James. This is not a political. Let's try and keep it to video games, man. James is.
Oh, jeez.
James is cracking us up here. Yeah, I thought I saw another good topic in the live chat. Was it from Deadly McMahon? Anyway.
It says Mike Hawkirks. MVSX should have been 4 buttons. Visco should have been 6.
Isn't that funny how that works out? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Oh, he asked if I crowdfunded the Eternia playset. No, I did not, my friend. No, I did not. I have plenty of He-Man toys and all that. I can't say this. I did finish binging the latest season of the new He-Man cartoon, the new season on Netflix, and it was incredible. So it's nice to see that it went from something that was so hated, and if you actually stuck through the story, it actually turned into something that you'll probably really enjoy if you can make it through. Make it through the whole thing. So I really enjoyed it.
Oh, good. I'll have to check out. Because I watched the first part, Rich, and it was not the He-Man show; it was the Tila show. But besides that, it was okay. So I'll be curious to see the second part, then see if it got better.
Let's all ask this. So tomorrow, Chaotic PBR, the bad guy Mike Worley, half a dozen are hosting an Arcade 1-Up NFL Blitz tournament. How far do you think the Cornercade will go? There's 10 people who are playing. I think Cornercade is out in the first round. What about you, gentlemen?
I think he's gonna win because he's gonna mash, and he's got the new 2-player deck. So that's it right there. He's gonna win.
He's
gonna win
got
the whole
an
thing.
edge. He's gonna button mash his way to victory. Can you really button mash your way to victory in Blitz? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Have you seen Danny button mash? He can win anything with enough force.
There you go. What about you, Bill? How far is he going to make it?
Well, that depends. Is he doing it or is Katie doing it? If Mrs. Cornercade does it, all the way. If Danny does it, 1 or 2 rounds.
I do think that some of those high scores that he boasts of might actually be hers. There's something going on there.
You can do it, Danny.
Yeah. Well, good luck to everyone in that tournament, and hopefully you guys have a lot of fun. You guys gonna watch the Super Bowl tomorrow?
Of course, I'm off tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna not watch it.
Oh man, there's some people who don't like football, so you never know.
Yeah, but who doesn't love a
I
party though?
Yeah.
The
I am
Super-
not a football person. I am not a sports person, but
Yeah.
I will watch the Super Bowl.
So my wife loves watching the Super Bowl with me, and this has been going on. We've been together like 20 years, but the fact that every Super Bowl she doesn't want to miss it, even when I'm like, you know what, I just really don't care this year. I've had those years, guys. I've been following football since I was like, what, 6 years old, like all of you, watching football with my dad. Although my dad was a Steelers fan, oh, but because he was from Pittsburgh. But regardless, there's been years I'm like, I don't even feel like watching the Super Bowl. And she'd be like, no, we're watching. And the reason why? Commercials, trailers. She wants to see all that stuff. She watches for it's kind of funny. I'm watching the football game, and then when they go to commercials, I'll pull out my phone or whatever, and you start doing that. She's stared at her phone during the football game, but then once the commercials start, she's watching what's happening. She's watching what's happening. And she makes really good snacks during the game. Really good snacks during the game.
Well, there's
Yeah, but
rumors that we might see the Deadpool trailer, the third one.
Oh, that would be cool. I would love to see that.
Yeah, and I hope they really give us a great teaser as to what it's going to be all about, and maybe show some guest stars that are going to be in this movie. There's so many rumored actors that are making cameos and coming back. Can't wait to see it. And how about this? As a lifelong Chicago Bears fan, it was an honor to see Devin Hester be inducted, Hall of Fame. Fantastic. Well, not officially inducted, but he got the nomination, so he's going in, baby. He's going in. So he deserves it. Best return man in the history of football, without a doubt. It was electric watching him every week as a Bears fan on television and in person. So yeah.
That's okay. You don't need to watch the Super Bowl. I can tell you who's going to win right now. I can tell you who the big winner of the Super Bowl is right now.
Who's that?
Yeah, who's that?
Taylor Swift.
Yep. I don't want to hear her name anymore.
I'm so tired. It's like, there's a celebrity in the stands, everybody. Look, who cares? We're here to watch football. I don't care who they're dating. So there you go. Charlie Chuck says he has crap going on, so he might not see much of the game this year. There you go. Sorry about that, Charlie Chuck. Hope all is well. All right, everyone in the live chat, give us another topic. What do you guys want to talk about while we're doing that? So you guys have kind of told me like your favorite like arcade game that you have or own or whatever, but what game are you the best at? Like, this is my game. I own this game. Like, are you like the best Dig Dug player, whatever? Are you the best Asteroids player? Like, what is it? What's your game? Let me know, Toxin.
It's hard because when you think about locally, I play so many games where I just destroy everybody. But when I get online or when I play the guys that I've met in the community, it's like a whole nother ballpark because I've always fancied myself to be really good at Marvel vs. Capcom.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually played with B in Cleveland, and I was like, I am not good at Marvel vs. Capcom. But yeah, I think I would say Marvel vs. Capcom probably like my go-to my best fighter, so locally at least.
The one thing that B Kongs or us, you'll never hear him talk about on the internet is how I absolutely destroy him when we play Mortal Kombat together. But if I play Marvel vs. Capcom, he owns me. So we all have our games, right? We all have our games. B Kong is a fantastic gamer, but I've beaten him at Mortal Kombat. I've dominated him at Mortal Kombat. So yeah, for me, like I think I'm pretty good at MK1, especially with like all the fighters, because I really, really love it. I think I could put up a good fight to anybody. Like when I had the MK Arcade 1-Up cabinet, I think I had like 100 wins and like 100 losses. But keep in mind, like, it's not like I had 20 wins and 200 losses. You know what I mean? Like, I put up a fight, and there were some pretty damn good players on that platform. What about you, Bill? What is your game? Like, you are the master.
Well, I'm no good at the fighting games, that's for sure. I love them. I think I used to be pretty good at them a long time ago, but that was, like when they were out on consoles and stuff, more so than the arcades. I got to like rework my brain into playing them with arcade style controls as opposed to control panels, control pads. For me, it would probably be a game like Galaga. I love Galaga, and I can do pretty good on that one.
Okay.
So
Galaga, what is it called? Original Galaga? Are we talking Galaga 88?
probably more original Galaga, even more so than like the Galaxian. I think Galaga is the one that I like the best, and I can just play that forever. So
Jake says, you need a Houdini pin in your loft. Yeah, Jake, who my neighbor, he lives down the street from me. He just picked up a Houdini pin. I want to come over and play it. I want to check it out. I want to see if it's any good. So I'm pretty excited for him. Kudos on the latest pickup. We had a question from Meatball Saucy, Apple Vision Pro. What are our thoughts on this? I honestly haven't watched any reviews for this thing. What about you guys? Are you guys into that stuff? The Apple Vision stuff?
Oh, I haven't looked at any reviews, but I've seen a lot of pictures of people in the street just walking around and touching the sky and all kinds of silly stuff in public. But
yeah,
I haven't actually looked at it.
Is it like just an augmented reality device? Is that what it is?
Well,
it's mixed. You can do it augmented reality, or you can go full VR, from what I understand.
So it's either AR or VR. Okay.
Yeah, like you could put a movie screen or watch TV on it, like VR. Well, augmented reality onto the wall. It's actually there, but you can watch it through that. I guess if you want to put a fake projector in your room.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not really a big what you call Apple guy. Like literally, the only Apple product in my house is I have an iPhone, but it's because it's from my work, from my job. It's my work phone, right?
Yeah.
But then I have my Android phone, which is my personal. I do Android. I do PCs. Like there's no MacBooks here. There's no, what are those Apple tablets called?
iBook or the iPad?
iPads. There's none of that stuff is in this house. So, we're not an Apple family. So when it comes to Apple stuff, like for instance, odds are I would probably pick up the Meta Quest 3 before the Apple Vision Pro, just because I just don't follow Apple. I'm just not an Apple guy. What about you, Toxin? Do you like Apple? Seems the younger people love Apple.
Yeah,
Let me know if I'm wrong.
I leaned more to. I had both at one point, and I liked that Android was more flexible. You could do more with it. Like when I was younger, I liked putting emulators and just you can take videos and just throw it on the SD card and just watch videos. It was just so much easier. But then I think at one point I had an iPhone at one point, and then you buy things on it, like you go to the Apple iTunes store, you start making purchases, and then you just want to keep all that stuff with you all the time. So it's not that I prefer one over the other. It's just I have so many apps invested in there, and my cloud is already hooked up to it. So I have the watch and the iPad, but I don't really use the iPad too much. I'm just gonna stick with it for now.
Okay, fair enough. Deadly McMahon says he thinks people who wear those are going to start getting robbed. They'll be completely unaware of their surroundings, and all of a sudden, boom, someone's gonna take them. Like those. What are the new glasses? The Meta glasses. What are they called again? The glasses with the cameras on them.
Well, I know they had the Google Vision.
Glass?
No, the way. God, what are they called? They look like old ass sunglasses, like Ray-Ban sunglasses. What are they called, guys, in the live chat?
From Meta? I haven't heard of that.
They have the cameras on them, like you can record what you're doing. And
was that thing that came out like years ago? Like not too far long ago.
I forget the name of it. I know.
No, there are some new like AR glasses. I forget who. There's a couple of companies that make different ones.
Is it Wayfarer? No, not Wayfarer.
Wayfarer.
Not the Google Lens, guys. God, what is it? You could buy them today. They're like $300, and they have cameras on them. It's just for like video recording. Like you could literally live stream wearing these glasses with cameras on them, and they're pretty obvious because they're so thick and obnoxious looking that there's a camera in there. Like I can imagine, like if let's just say you're sitting on a subway and there's a lady across from you and she happens to be wearing a dress or a skirt or something. Like I could see like all of a sudden her punching you in the face. Like, is he recording me? Is he literally live streaming me? There you go. The Meta Wayfarer. Like you could buy these.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you were right.
Yeah, these you could buy now for a content creator. These are awesome. Like if you wanted to like get these and point them at a pinball machine while you're playing pinball, or something like that. You could do
Oh,
that.
wow.
Or like if you're playing an arcade or a video game, like, dude, they have cameras on each side, whatever. Like, and they come in different styles. They have ones that you could wear them, and like when the sun hits them, the sunglass tint turns on. You know what I'm talking about? Like, they got a whole
Mhm.
bunch of different options, and I've seen a couple content creators with these. But if you think about it too, they're also kind of creepy because you just don't know, like, if that person wearing them is actually like recording you. And keep in mind, if you're out in public, they have every right to record you because that's the freedom of this country, right? It's just I could just totally see some people like mistakenly thinking that someone's recording them nefariously, like, trying to look up their skirt or something,
Right.
or embarrass them publicly, shame them or something. You know what I mean? Like, I can see that happening. But
Yeah. I mean, you
but
make a
yeah,
good point though. Because I
if
was
you're
live.
if you're out in public, you have no right to privacy. People need to remember that. But keep in mind too, there's also a moral thing. Like, don't be like trying to piss people off. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Well, it depends where
Mhm.
you are too. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, these things, I wonder if people are actually gonna like just start stealing them off people's faces or ripping those Wayfair sunglasses off people's faces. I mean, that's easy money, man.
Yeah,
We
it's
live in a
easier to
weird
see
country.
the Apple one, the big giant thing on your head, as
Yeah.
opposed to the glasses. But yeah, that's kind of creepy with the glasses, depending
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
you are.
but too. I mean, look, these things are brand new. They just came out.
Yeah.
A lot of the people wearing them out are content creators and stuff like that. You're spending $3,500 on these things. There are people who are buying them to make the videos and show off and all that kind of stuff. In a month, you're not going to see people. You're not going to see as much of people walking around with them as you do now. The novelty will wear off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right. What else you got in the live chat, guys? These are some interesting topics you guys are bringing to our attention. Give us a new one. Everybody here has an iPad. 3 of us have iPhones. No iPads in this house. We have a couple Android tablets. My wife has her Amazon Fire tablet. She loves that thing. She reads her books on it. So yeah, there you go.
I used to have a couple of those early on when they came out.
Yep. So which out of the actual products that we know are coming out, which one are you the most excited about while we're waiting for some good topics to come in from the chat? So Bill, what about you? Are you super excited about that 4K pinball, or are you trying to get your hands on something else later this year?
Well, God, I don't even know what else is coming out at this
Well,
point. I mean, I know we get
as of right now, it's the 4K pinball, the 4K
Yep.
Ultimate, and the Unico Nova Blast. No one knows what the hell Arcade One Up's going to release, if
No,
anything.
right.
The
What I'm hearing right now is and I know you've heard a lot of the same stuff, is it's mostly going to be rehashes again this year. Supposedly they got something coming out in another month or so, but it's not something people are going to be excited for. It's not going to be an arcade related thing. It's going to be some new thing from them. So we'll have to wait and see what that is. I'm actually going to be getting my hands on the 4K pinball just for the purpose of being able to check it out and review it. So I'm excited to see it and actually get to play it firsthand for a little bit and see what it's all about. If I like it, that may push me to get one at some point. I don't think I'm going to get one right away. One, I want to wait for maybe a theme I like better on it. And right now, I think I've got kind of a hold on spending a lot of money on anything right now. After believe it or not, after going through the issue I went through with the kidney stone, I wound up in the hospital a couple of times and had to have surgery because of it. So I'm sitting on a pretty decent medical bill right now that I got to take care of. So that kind of takes a little precedence over buying arcade machines. So
I understand.
it is what it is. No big deal. It's it's not something I can't handle, but a couple $1,000s in medical bills or $1,500 for a pinball machine. What do you think I have to do first?
Well, you could just roll the dice and keel over that pinball machine. No, I'm kidding, man. You gotta take care of your health.
Yeah. Yep.
Positive thoughts and wishes to Bill in the live chat, everybody. Positive thoughts and wishes to Bill in the live chat. We'd greatly appreciate it. All right. So Toxin, are you going to go to any of these arcade or pinball conventions this year? Because you went to Cleveland last year.
Yeah, but we're thinking about going in April. I think the Midwest Gaming Classic.
Okay, Midwest Gaming Classic. Okay.
I wasn't really looking at the Game On Expo in Arizona, but I did request a day off, so I might just show up to that in Phoenix. I've been there before a couple years ago. It was really nice. Love Phoenix.
Yeah.
And the one in Atlanta, the Southern Fried Gaming.
Okay,
I haven't done that one.
You're gonna go. You're gonna go to multiple.
As many as I can.
Bill, what about you? Are you planning on? You usually do a lot of cons out in New York, don't you?
Yeah. The cons here usually hit around the summertime, like in August. So there's a Long Island Retro Gaming Expo that goes on in August. I'll probably hit that. And then there's the Retro World Expo out in Hartford, Connecticut, which I went to 2 years ago. I didn't get to go to it last year, so I may check it out, see if I can get to it this year. Again, it's going to depend on timing for that, because my wife and daughter are planning a trip to Korea in August. So I got to see, when that hits compared to, when I got to make sure they get to and from an airport.
Yeah. Real quick before I answered the question, Jolly asked this: are the problems with the pinball as of right now? Yeah. I mean, they could fix those frame rate issues on the Zakaria Magic Pixel games, and I'm sure they'll get that flipper lag dialed in a little bit more on like the Zen Studios games. It's all fixable. It's just when I got so mad last night because of all the BS that company has been pulling on social media. But we're supposed to have a positive stream here tonight. For me, Toxin, I might see a Game On Expo. I'm only going to go one day, though. So if you happen to be there on the Saturday, the 9th, that's the day I'm going.
Saturday, okay.
It's the 9th, right?
Friday through Sunday, I believe so.
Yeah, so I'll be going just the one day, because I'll be honest, it's a fair size convention, but the amount of pop culture stuff is about 85% of the convention, and then the actual retro gaming, like arcades and pinball machines that are there, it's only about like 10%, and then the other 5%, so there's not a ton of stuff there that I'm going to want to check out. So going one day is all I need personally, unless I feel like walking around checking out all the pop culture stuff. But so yeah, I'll see you there at Game On Expo, and then the following weekend is ZapCon in Arizona. I'll be there as well for that one. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Bo Knows Tecmo is going to go. I've never heard of this. The Muskogee Gaming Classic. What is that? What is that? Is that a joke, or is that a real thing? Maybe he's messing with us. Maybe he's messing with us in the live chat. That'd be so funny.
You're gonna have to Google that.
Yeah. There's a new Beavis and Butthead on VPX. If you play virtual pinball, this is a full ROM. This is a unique virtual experience that you cannot get in an arcade, but feels like we should have. So heads up to you guys out there. I'll have to write that down and check that out a little bit later. I'm a little upset, guys, because I tried to do this firmware update on my Space Invaders today. I was making a video for this. You know how Numbskull put out a firmware update to fix the sound issues on here? And it's not working for me. I'm having all kinds of issues. So you're supposed to, on your PC, you download some drivers and the files, which I did. And then you connect your Quarter Arcade to your PC, turn it on. Your PC should recognize it, and it'll show up in the utility tool where it says device recognized, and for you to then reflash the firmware and fix the issues that are with this machine. But my PC won't detect this arcade. And I tried 6 different USB to USB-C cables. 6 different cables. Because sometimes you might have a cable that's power only, no data. Is someone robbing your house right now? Motion detected at the side wall?
That's probably my wife coming home. That's all. That's my Alexa's a little loud, I guess, behind me. I didn't realize it was that loud.
Motion detected at the side wall.
That's I got Ring doorbells. I got cameras. I got stuff all over the place.
Don't try to rob Bill's arcade. He's got security everywhere. So
that's right. I'm covered.
I tried 6 different USB to USB-C cables, as well as I uninstalled and reinstalled the drivers and stuff and the utility tools that you're supposed to put on your PC to do this firmware flash. Not working. Not working. So I can't get this thing to update. So I was getting. It's just not been a good day. It's not been a good day. I hate. Don't you hate it when you waste time on something and it just doesn't work? You're like, come on.
I've done that
All
plenty
the
of times.
time.
Yeah. Are leaf buttons worth putting on the pinball? Yeah, man. Anything you can do to get a better response time, anything, anything is worth it. Anything is worth it. Adam Kolb says, "Intruder alert! Intruder alert!" All right. Well, now that we know about
Yeah.
Bill, Toxin, why don't you tell us your full security system in case we feel like breaking into your house? What do you got there, buddy? What are we dealing with? Laser lights?
Yep, just one of these and 911. I guess.
I just have a phone with 911. Oh, that's so funny. I pay a lot of money for my security system every month, and then
Yeah.
sometimes though, like when you leave the house and you forget to turn it on, you're like, man, I'm wasting money. Like I should turn this on. So you got to remember to do that.
So I keep the shotgun handy too, so we're all good.
Yeah. I prefer bail-in buttons on my arcades. They are my favorite. You gotta be joking with me, Bo. I think he's messing with me. I really think you're messing with me tonight. All right. He lives in Florida. He has a 45. There you go. There you go. But yeah, what is it like in Florida? Like I keep seeing like these YouTube videos or TikTok or Instagram shorts, and they're like only in Florida. And there's some crazy ass people there, man. What is happening?
Yeah, it's the same thing in New York too. It's like you have
Yeah.
subway videos where it's like, oh, only in New York, and you see somebody like feeding a pigeon on the subway, and it's pretty much everywhere has their little crazy section of people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's interesting humans everywhere you look. Everywhere you look. So the one thing I will tell you, and I don't want to get into politics, but I for some reason, like if you watch one thing on your phone, that's YouTube for you, right? If you watch one video, what happens? The algorithm starts feeding you more. So if you're like, you know what, I'm really curious about the Battle of Gettysburg, and you just type that into like YouTube. Well, now every time you go into your YouTube app, you'll see in your feed all these videos about the Civil War. That's what YouTube does. That's why if you type in PDubs, you're going to see videos for Bill, Toxin, everybody else, right? It feeds you more. But anyway, for some reason in my feed, I got a video for the homeless problem in Los Angeles, right? Like all the people living on the streets, the tents, the tarps, and like it was a guy was driving down the street showing the people living on the sidewalk. And sure enough, now there's always those videos in my feed, and I only watched one of them, but it was so sad, man. It was so sad to see that so many people just living on the curb like that. So
Yeah, it's getting worse in New York too. That's for sure.
It's getting like that in New York too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The city's getting just crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
And talking about people walking around with like the Apple Vision and stuff. Here's the problem with technology now is, like everybody's got the Bluetooth devices in their ears. You walk around New York, you can't tell who's crazy anymore. Used to be if you were talking to yourself, you knew. Now you don't know anymore.
Yeah. Now, Michael B. the Game Genie constantly complains that he has Taylor Swift music videos in his YouTube feed, but I think that's intentional myself. So he just wants to shake it off, everybody. He just wants to shake it off. Oh, man. I was thinking about the lack of Gettysburg content on YouTube. There you go.
Need more Getty.
So what are you hoping happens with this home arcade and pinball stuff? What are you hoping happens in like the next year or two? Just anything. What do you guys think about that?
I hope it gets more affordable, I guess, for most of the community.
You want prices to come back down?
Yeah, okay. Especially for the V-Pin. I think a lot of people were really interested in the 4K, but they were just, even at early on when it was like 1200, I think that kind of scared a lot of people. But if we can bring it down to sub 1000, I think we'll get more people interested in the V-Pin.
If they can get them in Sam's Club or Costco, they are
Mhm.
notorious for it. They put it on the floor at full price. They put it on their website at full price. And they are notorious for saying, once it's here, we want to get it out the door as quickly as possible and slashing prices quickly, right? Like those arcade one up Pac-Man XL cabinets, when they showed up at Costco for the $600 price tag, after about 4 weeks, they're like, okay, the ones that sold, the ones that haven't sold, slash them. Went down to
Mhm.
like $300, and
Yeah.
people were
Yeah.
getting a deal, in my opinion, getting that arcade one up Pac-Man XL for $300 at their Costco. So if these things make their way to Sam's Club or Costco, I think a lot of people out there who are looking to get it at a cost-effective price, just be patient and wait for them to
Mhm.
slash it.
Yeah.
But what about you, Bill? What are you hoping for? Toxin's hoping for lower prices, better deals. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I can agree to that too. I think that that V pin coming down would definitely make it more enticing. Look, and just being honest, I mean, even at 1,500 for a V pin, it's not, when you consider the other things that are out there, it's actually not a bad price. If you want to have like a custom made V pin, you're talking 3, 4, 5 grand easy to get a custom made one. So it's not necessarily a bad price where it is now. I just want to see more new stuff. I mean, like you said, we talked about Arcade One Up. It's going to be a lot of rehashes this year. Look, that's fine. If that's what you need to do to keep to keep the lights on and the doors open, by all means, but at least give us something, one or two new things to be excited about.
I agree. I agree. I just hope, in my opinion, everybody just calms down and gets back to having fun in this community. You know what I mean? Because when it's less fun, you want to be less involved. Does that does that make does that make sense? When it's less fun, you want to be less involved. Like,
Yeah,
I
hundred
mean,
percent.
Oh yeah.
I
so
mean, there were even times where I didn't want to go to like a convention because if there were people that are going to be there, that was going to be just make it awkward and uncomfortable, and it's just like
Mm,
I don't want to do that again this year.
yeah. Yeah, and it's the same thing with YouTube. I mean, sometimes the stuff gets to you and you just, I mean, I've sat there thinking, I should make this video or that video. And I'm like, just like, I just don't feel like it. you know, Luckily that usually only lasts a day or two and then I'm back to it. But, it gets that way, which is a shame because you said this is, talking about games and toys. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So hopefully we can get back to having fun and just making fun of each other, busting each other's balls, but all in good fun, right?
Hmm.
And just
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Because
Yeah.
I would really like to see that because I've been doing this 4 years, guys, and I don't know if I can put up with another 12 months of everyone at each other's throats, including mine. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be like,
Hmm.
oh man, here we go again.
Yeah.
Same old stuff.
Yeah.
Same old stuff.
And on that note, thank you for that video you made the other day and for talking about it last night on the Game Room Dupes. And I have to say, I really appreciate what you were saying at the end, that it was just all in fun and whatever. Because the sad truth is, people get so bent out of shape about this stuff, and it's so easy for people to take things the wrong way. I made that video, and then a day later, Arcade One updates their app, and I could have just been like mortified by that, by the fact that that happened, and basically my video was useless a day later.
Mhm.
Instead, I think we all had a lot of fun with it. We embraced the irony of it, and we
Yeah.
made it into something that was just fun and funny. And yeah, I mean, talking about the man who made Arcade One, whatever. It's a joke, people.
Well,
It was a joke. It was a lot of fun. Nobody believes that, not even me.
yeah, Bill, I think you are now being dishonest with my audience, and that's
Oh
really
no.
upsetting me right now
Oh,
because
here
we
we
all
go. Go
knew
ahead.
we all knew for months that there was one man, a master manipulator, a puppet master behind the scenes controlling the actions of these YouTubers, as well as the decisions that companies as large as Arcade One Up
You
that they
can't
would
even get it out with a straight face. Go ahead.
and for some reason you were able to cast blame in every other direction except within, and we all fell for it. if anything got revealed last week is that Bill is the power behind Arcade 1-Up decision-making processes. And you were just pulling the old, you ever hear the old switcheroo? So, but they happen to be, right? Like, someone had leaked Virtual Fighter was coming to Arcade 1-Up, and they made a cabinet, but it was all a Photoshop troll job, right? And I got excited, right? And I was like, because I would personally, I know some people are asking for Tekken, like we want Arcade 1-Up to make Tekken. I wish Arcade 1-Up would make Virtual Fighter. Like I'd be all for that. You know what I mean? I like Virtual Fighter more than Tekken. But anyway, we all have our favorites. So anyway, I got excited because I like Virtual Fighter more than Tekken. I saw it. I made a video right away. I was like, guys, this got leaked on Reddit. We're getting Virtual Fighter. Get hyped. Woohoo! And then we found out the next day it was a troll job, right? And I felt so embarrassed. I felt like they got me. You know what I mean? So, like, we've all had those moments where you make a video and then the very next day the story changes completely, right?
Yeah.
So I know what you're going through, Bill.
Yeah. The funny thing too was like somebody on, and again, actually most people have played along with the joke, which is great. But somebody on Facebook actually wrote on there, he's like, well, this is why you don't make a video so fast. I'm like, so fast? It's been 2 months. How much longer was I supposed to wait?
Yeah.
Well, apparently one more day, but that's another story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
you know what I mean?
It's been 2 months. How much longer was I supposed to wait to make a video? I made it too fast. Really?
Yeah. Good arcades in Phoenix. So you definitely want to go to the Electric Bat Arcade if you really want to check out some good pinball machines and stuff. If you want to check out some great like classic arcade machines, you definitely want to check out Starfighters Arcade out in Mesa, Arizona. They have some fantastic. They have right next to Cubert, they have My Mad Planets that I'm trying to buy off the owner. Like, I'm like, no one plays that game. Let me buy your Mad Planets, but he won't sell it to me. Damn it. But you definitely want to check out those two, as well as there's a couple in downtown Phoenix that I haven't even tried yet, but I heard from some other people were really, really good. So, but if I had to recommend, I would recommend you go to Electric Bat as well as go to Starfighters Arcade. Those would be my 2 recommendations for you. 720 Eric. All right, Toxin. All right, yeah. Let's since we don't want to go too long tonight. Let's end the stream with, since we're talking about this, what is the one thing about YouTube or video or moment that you regret?
That I regret?
Yeah.
Well, when I got the iArcade, I didn't really know what was going on in the community, but that was the first time that I was just at that prior to that, I was having so much fun uploading videos. Never had any issue up to that point. A lot of nonsense went down, and I just kind of got pulled into it with the iArcade stuff, and that was just a whole big mess. And they had announced bankruptcy after I had planned a whole bunch of different types of videos and stuff. And then, similar to what we were saying about, putting up a video and then the next day something changes. It was just like, oh boy, I got really hyped for iArcade. Had no idea they were going to go bankrupt. I was like considering, like, do I take these videos down? Do I make them private? If I make them private, they're going to see that, and are they going to say something? And it was a whole big mess, but nothing that I did intentionally. It was just kind of like experiencing YouTube for the first time, really, and seeing what things were about here. And boy, does it get messy sometimes.
It does.
Yeah.
What about you, Bill? Besides the video you made the other day, but ended up being, ended up turning out in your favor.
Yeah. If anything, just, it's tough to say I regret it, because I feel like everything I've done has been a learning experience, I would say, just looking back, especially at some of the earlier videos that I did, thinking that, they had to be like really long to make an impact, like 30, 40 almost hour long videos. Some of those I wish I had learned early on to cut them down and just, streamline things. I hope I've gotten better at it, but I know in the beginning it was very easy for me to just ramble in my videos and just
Oh,
go
you're
on and
talking
on about the
you're
same
talking
thing.
you're talking about the length of your videos.
Well, not
Like
just
how
the length and just rambling on and maybe saying the same thing over and over again, which I could have just easily cut down and made a shorter, more streamlined video. But I don't know that I necessarily regret it as much as, like I said, learned from it and moved on.
All right, Bill, once again, here you are lying to our audience because you have not learned a thing. You are at 16 minutes, 16 minutes, 20 minutes, 20
Oh, that's
minutes,
better than 30,
20 minutes,
40, and
20 minutes,
50 minutes.
16 minutes, 20 minutes, 14 minutes.
No, those are not that bad. That's not bad.
I'm just teasing you, man. So, like honestly, if YouTube will push videos that make them money. I mean, that's YouTube.
Yeah.
If your video is making them money, they will push the video. So if 8 minutes is the target. YouTube loves videos that are 8 minutes long. Anything over 8 minutes. So
Yep.
I personally have found that if I keep a video under 12 minutes, if it's 8 to 12 minutes, it performs much better than any other video. So if I had to give advice to anyone out there, it would be keep it between 8 to 12 minutes. They just perform better. Unless it's, this kind of content, which has to be long form. You know what I mean?
Right.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, good to know.
Yeah. So for me, my biggest regret, honestly, is probably, if you think about it, guys, I've been doing this 4 years. I've made 900 videos. I've spent hundreds of hours playing hundreds of video games and testing products and screwing around with stuff, tinkering, modding. That takes a lot of time away from the family, right? So I feel like I took a lot of time away from the family for this little hobby. So that's like my biggest regret about the YouTube stuff is the time taken away from family to do this. But hats off to my wife and my kid. They're fully supportive. They love that I'm pretty happy when I do this stuff. So, but should scale it back a bit. You know what I mean? This year, that was the goal, was to scale things back, not spend more time. I got so much house remodeling I got to do. It's ridiculous. So I got to get to it. I got to get through it. Yeah, Ray says the average audience is over 30. I think we can handle over 10 minutes. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Oh man, but I tell you one thing that I love. YouTube shorts are and that kind of stuff are great to watch when you're like taking a dump. You know what I mean? Like just flipping through. Okay. Like YouTube shorts. I watch YouTube shorts when I'm taking a shit. Other than that, I don't watch YouTube shorts. So.
Yeah, don't push too hard. You get a hernia.
Oh, and my second biggest regret is the My Arcade Galaga Mini console thing. What a piece of shit. And the fact that it was what, 40, 50 bucks, 40 bucks. God, where is this thing?
$40.
Wow. Really? That thing?
50 bucks. It was 50 bucks, guys. 50 bucks for this thing.
Oh my God.
This thing right here. Look at this. Look at this. I wasted 50 bucks on this thing. Look at that. Oh,
yeah.
Probably the worst video game product I ever bought in 4 years. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. That thing is stupid.
You can't
have to hold it.
You can't see the screen. The joystick's in the way.
Well, it depends on where you're sitting.
Do you have to hold it down with your left hand so use the stick on the right hand?
Yeah, you literally have to hold. You definitely have to hold the unit in place before you because it's gonna move on you. So you got to like hold it with one hand.
Jeez,
I can't even do the hand motions without you guys making fun of me. You guys are being jerks. All right. Well, you know what? I got on tonight because I was feeling down, and I figured the live chat as well as some good people would cheer me up, and you guys successfully did that. Thanks so much. You guys are awesome in the live chat. Toxin and Bill, thanks so much for coming on, guys.
Thanks for the invite.
Thank you.
Do us a favor. I did pin Toxin's YouTube link at the top of this live chat. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Toxin as well as subscribe to Bill. Jason, if you want to do us a favor and throw Bill's link in the chat again as well so people can go check you guys out. You guys are doing great work. So Any final thoughts or anything you want to say before we cut everybody loose here tonight on this beautiful Saturday evening?
Well, I just hope you're feeling better. Don't feel down. There's good people out here. You just gotta talk it out every once in a while. Don't get caught up in the nonsense because, like you said, the algorithm pulls you into dark places. So
Yeah.
just smile. Have a good time.
Yeah. I'm telling you, just YouTube something random like air fryer reviews, and next thing you know, a bunch of nostalgia videos are gonna pop up. like in your feed, like about air fryers. What about you, Bill? Any final thoughts or comments?
Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Again, this is video games. This is toys. This is supposed to be a fun time. I will never understand all the backbiting and the back and forth that people have in this community. If your ego is that shallow that's what you have to do to feel better about yourself, I feel sorry for you. Go play a game and have fun.
All right, my dudes, do us a favor. If you enjoyed tonight's Saturday podcast and chill and chat discussion, give us a thumbs up on the way out. Subscribe to these guys. Subscribe to me. Whatever. And as always, my dudes, thanks for hanging out upstairs with us. You guys have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.